Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope everything is fantastic. It is like 70 degrees here right now and absolutely gorgeous. And I really want to ride my bike, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I think me and the kid are going to try to ride a little bit. Today, studied. And I took another practice exam and I scored 85%. Well, no, that's not true. I just lied to you. 82.9999, 83%. Which, yay, I scored 83%. But I have a sneaking suspicion that a good number of those percentage points were just rote memorization because the practice exam is really just the same questions. They shuffle the order up, but that's about it. So I think that a significant portion of those answers were just memorization from yesterday. That being said, what I tried to do yesterday, when you're taking this practice exam, when you hit submit, you check your answer and you hit submit, it gives you a little pop-up and it explains your answer. If it was correct or incorrect, either way, it explains your answer. And then it gives you the option to try again or continue if you fail. So in yesterday's practice, what I really tried to do was to not try again and reread the answers and reread the question. I just accepted the fact that I failed. I read the reason why I failed, and then I moved on. So I know that a statistically important number of those percentage points were probably rote memorization from yesterday. I felt that when I answered some of them, but also quite a few of them I felt like I understood the questions better and I understood the answers better. And that's due to I studied yesterday. I read more, I just spent more time studying. I flashcard type stuff, reading the quick study guides that were provided with the class I took 2 years ago, reading the study thing. And this all ties into how I study. As I told you earlier this week, I'm really good at short-term memory. I'm really good at short-term memorization. And for me, studying has always been memorizing what I need to know in order to pass something. Not necessarily understanding or comprehension. And the funny part is, in today's practice exam, I felt like I failed more due to a lack of memorization than I did a lack of understanding. Meaning that there was a lot of definition type questions. I told you earlier this week also, this test is really a test of, it's not necessarily a test of how to be a project manager. It's a test of, do you understand the language of project management? Do you understand their definitions of project management? And so a lot of the questions that I missed were, if I had understood key terms in either the question or the answer, I would have been able to figure out the correct answer. I would have been able to say, this doesn't relate at all, this doesn't relate at all. Yes, I did miss a few of the questions where, this is a standardized test. So there's a lot of multiple choice, like pick 3, pick 2 type questions. And a lot of times on those pick 3s, many of the options are components of the correct answer. So you'll hit one that's like, yeah, that's kind of true, but this encapsulates both of those things, and that's the more correct answer. I missed some of those, and those suck, and I hate those, and they give me anxiety. But I missed a lot of just definition questions. If I had known the definition of this, I would have been able to figure out where that goes. So I need to study definitions a little bit more and actually do a little bit more memorization. But I'm not good at that. The one thing I did do yesterday was stop. I just stopped. Like at the close of business yesterday, I was studying, reading the study materials that came with the class I took. It's approved study materials. It actually kind of goes through each of the processes and gives better detail than what's in the big book. So I studied that some yesterday. I studied it some this morning before taking the practice exam, and I felt like maybe that helped. But I think what helped the most was just not studying last night. We had track practice last night. We had a soccer game last night. So I just kind of stopped, put it all away for the evening, did those things. And I think that really helped things sink in a little bit more. And in the past, that's not the way I would do things. I would just study full time until it was time. Like, in my entire waking hours, I would be focused on the problem and then move on. So today, I'm done for the day. I might try to finish reading the A little bit that's left in the book that I'm reading. The study practice thing is broken up into sections. I might try to finish reading that section today before calling it quits. But I'll just call it quits for today, and then I'll start over tomorrow. I think now that I hit 83%, that was literally just sitting and taking the test. Tomorrow I will take the test again, and I will try to. I will take the test more as a study guide than to, I guess, judge myself. Meaning that when I fail a question, I'll read the explanation, and then I'll search through the relevant materials to try to better understand why that is the reason. And I think that'll help again. And then I'll do that again on Sunday, and then I'll do that again on Monday, and then I'll take the test on Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. But thank you, everybody, for the encouragement. I realize that, maybe I definitely put too much weight on myself. I definitely put too much pressure on myself, and it's not fair of me to say that I'm letting everybody down if I fail this thing. But, that's just how my brain goes to, let's not fail another segment of our life. I've failed a lot of segments in my life. I don't want to fail another one. That's just where my brain goes. And I don't like it. I don't, whatever. So, hopefully I'll get some relaxation time this weekend. What do you got planned? Anything exciting? I should be getting a new board game that I'm really excited about. So we might have to talk about that next week. And maybe we'll talk about board game content in general next week. We'll see. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is lyceum. It is a noun meaning a school or other place of learning. Television should be our lyceum, our Chautauqua, our Minskys, and our Camelot. E.B. White, an American author. Lyceum. Lyceum. That sounds like mycelium. It sounds like a fungus, right? Lyceum? I don't think that's dumb. I don't like it. We're done with the L's, though.